Hey lads, we're slowly getting closer to Season 2 in Mythic Plus, and we're getting more information about the changes that are going to happen and the affixes that are going to be changed during Season 2. So there's this article in WoWHead which basically talks about, in a blue post of course, about some of the changes in regards to the affixes. So let's look into those one by one, and I'll give you my opinion very quickly. There are a few new affixes that are being added. The first one is called Incorporeal. While in combat, Incorporeal beings appear and attempt to destabilize players with spells that reduce their damage and healing done. Incorporeal beings are susceptible to all forms of crowd control. So basically that means that you get that extra mob and you have to like probably interrupt it or sheep it or stun it, etc. We don't know how long they're going to be there. Is it going to be for the entire pool of the duration, etc.? But this is going to be relatively annoying because usually you have your interrupts and your CC for each pool in advance if you play in a hierarchies and you play in a group. So you basically have to expect some of these to go into those mobs, and then you miss interrupts on the real mobs. So I expect this to be very unpleasant affix. The next one, Afflicted. While in combat, afflicted souls appear that seek the aid of players. Those souls spawn with poison, cure, and disease and disease effects. Removing any of these afflictions or restoring the spirit to full health causes it to despawn. Fail to remove the afflictions in time, and you have negative status effects. So this seems to be like the new healing affix, because obviously you wouldn't have those dispels most of the time in your party apart from the healer, or you can basically heal the spirit. Now, depending on how much health those things have and how often they spawn, etc., this could be relatively fine as an affix, although I'm pretty sure that they will not be affected by AoE healing, so you have to specifically target them, etc., etc. But from everything that they're saying, this is the only thing that I'm not completely against, right? This could be kind of sort of okay in some situations, but no guarantees, right? Entangling. While in combat, entangling vines snare the players. This is the worst possible ideas that I've ever heard. Now, if it's only one player and you can probably dispel it, then maybe that could be fine. But other than that, there's that mechanic. You just have to step away from it and you're not going to die. Bam, you're snared, right? You can't move. So this sounds pretty bad. I hope they change it or implement it in a good way, because other than that, there's going to be nobody playing during this week's, right? They're changing the explosive. Fewer explosive orbs spawn, but they now have a substantially higher health. So from what I'm understanding now, all the DPS is probably going to switch to that one orb and kill it when it spawns, trying to make this not so much a healer affix. Now, the healer affix, because right now explosive is a healer affix, does need some changing, because when there's an explosive week, when you go into the dungeon, all you do is you kill explosives, right? You don't heal, you don't DPS, all you do is kill explosive, and then when the next week comes, you're like, oh god, I can play the game again, right? So this is definitely not right, and some changes are definitely needed there. Is that the change though? I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. From what I'm reading, probably it's not going to be healer responsibility now, because you won't be able to put up enough DPS to kill the orb. But this, again, all of this depends on the implementation. The following affixes are not going to be part of Season 2, although they'll probably come back in the future at some point. Quaking, Grievous, and Volcanic. I mean, I'm not going to miss Quaking. Grievous is fine for healers, but they're removing that. So we'll see how this ends up. And the level 4 affixes basically remain the same. Spiteful, Sanguine, Bursting, Bolstering, Raging. As long as you don't have Bolstering and Raging at the same time, that's fine. And the new level 7 affixes are going to be the Incorporeal, Afflicted, Entangling. Those are the 3 new ones. Explosive, the reworked Explosive, and Storming. So at least you're going to have one of these at a time. There's going to be no affix at level 10. So it will be relatively fine as long as they make a good work of implementing those. If those mobs spawn too often, or if you snare the whole party and we just die into boss mechanic, that's not going to be fun. But I hope that they foresee those problems into the future, and they will make a good work of implementing this into Season 2. This article is posted as a link to the description of the video if you want to go and check it out for yourself. In my opinion, it's going to be a very different season. I'm looking forward to it, and I just hope that there's going to be no weeks where we just don't play because of a stupid affix, right? But yeah, we'll wait, we'll see. I think we're just a month and a half probably away, and we'll get to play this in Season 2. Alright, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about those new affixes in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.